Hi, I'm ebadams, children's author and illustrator and YouTuber. Today I thought I'll go behind the scenes and talk about writing serial fiction, which is what I do with my YouTube series, Tales and Treasure. It's a pirate adventure story. Watch it if you haven't. So, I'm just going to play back some time lapse from drawings from chapter 3 of Tales and Treasure so you can see something more interesting than my face. For Tales and Treasures, I decided to do it in a serial format. When we read a book, we read from beginning to end. But you don't have to write that way. Now, everyone writes differently. Some authors might write the end first, then write the beginning. Some might have an outline and jump around, writing just the fun part first. For me, I just like to write all the dialogues in a story first. But no matter how people might choose to write, most stories are usually completed before they're published or shared. Which makes sense because the author can go back and make changes, edit it, make sure it's all perfect just before they share their stories with the world. But for a serial, you would usually write and publish a chapter at a time. In my case, once a week. Which is hard because I can't go back and change something in a previous chapter. I also have deadlines, so I can't spend too much time editing or changing things. I just have to share what I have, even though I know it's not perfect, which is very hard to do. So for me and with Tales and Treasures, I kind of have a general idea where the story is going in a kind of like a loose map, but there are some things I don't know. I just don't start writing the next chapter until I finish uploading the previous chapter. So in a way, you and I, the reader and author, are and discovering it together, which I think is a very interesting experience. So what that means is that you, the audience, can actually have an influence on my story. So if everyone who's watching my story is saying, why is it so slow? We need more action, more battles. Then maybe the next chapter I'll be like, boom, and then there was a battle. Or maybe I'll be like, yeah, I wanted it to be slow. That's just what I wanted to hear. As an author, I want to listen to my audience to see what their reaction is as the story moves forward. And that's something I couldn't do if I had to wait to finish my story before I shared it. So, what I'm saying is, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you like or didn't like, what you want to see, more pirate battles, more treasures, or maybe love. How often do you get to read a book or watch a show and be able to say something to influence the writer or author? I think that's one of the coolest part of writing serial fiction. The other not so cool part is that I have a strict deadline. I'm the type of person that if I had 3 days to do something, it takes me 3 days. But if I have 3 hours instead, I'll get it done in 3 hours. It might not be as good as if it took me 3 days, but sometimes it is. So that's what I have to say about that. If you want to ask me any more questions, or if you have more topics you want to hear more about, please feel free to leave a comment. Okay? Thanks for watching. Okay. I think there should be a subscribe button here. And there should be more links to more videos around my face. So feel free to click on something else. Okay? That's it.